I have always been here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Afternoons with the Ambassador here on the Ambassadorial Wing. And today, this is going to be my recap of the events from DC Fandom this weekend. And this afternoon, I've got with me Positive Candor, Classic Comics, and the Truth 31. And gentlemen, thank you all for being here today. I greatly appreciate it. And how are we all doing?
Doing well.
Doing great. So far, so good.
Awesome. Okay. All right. And very quickly to the chat. I know, well, some of you fellas are in here already, but to the Superior Hero Reviews, good afternoon, my friend. Good to see you as always. Hope you're having a pleasant day. And today, like I said, we're going to be doing a recap, giving our thoughts on, well, my thoughts from the trailers and everything of DC Fandom. We're going to be talking about, of course, the Snyder Cut trailer and the Batman and Suicide Squad and all the other awesome things that we got a sneak preview of and everything from DC Fandom this weekend. So, gentlemen, I open up the floor. Where would you like to begin?
I don't know. We want to start with Wonder Woman?
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about I didn't mean to skip her, honestly. And just real quick and everything to the chat. Mountains of Elysium, good afternoon, sir. Good, sir. Well, actually, in your neck of the woods, good evening. So, yeah, we can absolutely start with Wonder Woman because we obviously got a brand new trailer for Wonder Woman 84, and all I can say is, wow. This was they released one back. I think it was early this year or late last year, and they blew our socks off and everything with that one. And this one really upped the ante. And if what Gal Gadot's Twitter is saying, we're not going to have to wait too long for Wonder Woman 84 to come out. I mean, I know we had to wait and everything. It's supposed to be during the summer, but it is what it is. So, guys, what did you think of Wonder Woman 84 trailer 2?
I liked the first trailer better, to be honest. I was, I don't know, it was okay. I thought that the CGI on Cheetah did not look very good.
Yeah, it looked a little rough, honestly. That I don't think that's going to be the final version we're going to get, to be honest with you. I think that might have been some previs that they hadn't completely smoothed out because the fur didn't look quite right on her, and the facial structure didn't look quite right either. So I would assume
this was supposed to be out in June. I mean, they really ought to have that done already.
I think wasn't it supposed to be July?
No, June.
I think it was June. Then they backed it up to July, then backed it up to August, and then they've moved it, I think, to November.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and yeah, you make a very valid point, but it could be maybe they're going back and everything, kind of like what maybe they did. Maybe they got the final render done. They're like, we don't like this. Let's try something better. And maybe this is a redo, kind of like what they did with Sonic the Hedgehog. And I think, as you know, that got a major backlash. So this could be a fill-in animation until they get the final version done. Yeah. So maybe they're taking advantage of the whole bear virus and everything to do a better job on Cheetah. But aside from that and everything, obviously we're getting a much different villain and everything in terms of what is the Maxwell Lord, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is I'm not very well familiar with all the rogues gallery for Wonder Woman, but this guy seems very interesting and everything. This will be a different challenge for her and everything. And I couldn't quite make out who the actor is who's playing her. Do any of you know by chance?
It's Pedro Pascal.
You're
The
kidding.
Mandalorian. Yeah.
I'll be damned. I didn't realize that was him. Of course, we only see his face once in the entire Mandalorian series, so I guess that would make sense. So,
yeah, I don't know. Is him as the villain? I mean, it's okay. They pretty much already said that this is yet another Trump allegory, which I'm just kind of really tired of. It seems like that's all they can do now. But I mean, he's a good character. He has the potential to be a good character. Although the way they're handling him in here is a bit different. Somehow he has some kind of wish granting ability or something like that, which he did not have in the comics. He had mind control powers in the comics. And I think that's how Steve Trevor comes back to life somehow.
yeah. So,
A wish fulfillment thing, yeah.
well, what was his original power in the comics, or did he have any? Because, like I said, I'm not really super familiar with his backstory or anything.
Well, when he originally first appeared back in the 80s, after Crisis on Infinite Earths, they did a big kind of reboot of the Justice League. And they basically did this kind of new version of the Justice League, and he came in and was kind of like this, I don't know what's the word, kind of like a corporate sponsor of them, and kind of this deal maker who they were trying to work with the UN, and he was kind of like the one, sort of like their liaison with the UN, and he was presented as being kind of a shifty character, and he didn't have any powers. But then I think it was after in the late 80s, a few years later, they did this big crossover called Invasion. And in Invasion, these aliens dropped this bomb that was supposed to kill all the metahumans on Earth, but instead it didn't work, and instead it activated a lot of metahumans, and that's how he got these mind control abilities. And then in the around 2005, they did a storyline where Wonder Woman killed him. Because he was mind controlling Superman and using Superman to kill her, and she wound up breaking his neck to kill him. And actually, in the latest issue of Wonder Woman, he's back alive again somehow. I don't know.
Well, it's comics.
That's kind of the rough history of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's comics.
Well, yeah, that's comics. Nobody ever stays dead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, well, Positive, what did you think of the Wonder Woman trailer?
Still not a fan of the lasso riding the clouds and lightning deal.
I think I love that. I think that's
honestly
great.
I thought that was kick ass. To be perfectly honest with you, I loved it in the first draw. I was like, can you talk about literally riding the lightning? Like, damn. So I don't know.
I mean, now in the second trailer, she can ride the clouds too, I guess.
No, it's just the lightning still and everything. That's all she's doing. So,
well, I didn't see lightning in one of them where she flicked her lasso into the clouds, basically, unless it's hiding in there somewhere or something.
Well, some people are speculating that maybe this is where they introduce the invisible jet as and that's a possibility right there itself. Because you do see her and Trevor in a jet and everything, and that could be very well the introduction of the invisible jet.
Yeah, I guess that could be.
So
what the deal is. But yeah, and then Cheetah, Kristen Wiig playing Cheetah. I don't know if I like that choice or not, really. Have to see, I guess, how they go with it.
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
But yeah, I guess she gets her powers from Maxwell Lord granting her those powers or something like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the impression I got as well. Honestly, that doesn't necessarily bother me. I'm willing to give Kristen Wiig a second chance because honestly, I think she got screwed and everything with Ghostbusters Answer the Call. So I'm willing to give her another shot and everything at something and everything. And this might actually suit her better. And if this is a reoccurring villain that they have for Superwoman and everything going forward in the movies, I'd be okay with it, honestly. She's got this she reminds me she reminds me just a little bit of not the Catwoman character from Batman Returns and everything. She's kind of very meek and very sheepish, and she finally gets her moment in the spotlight. So I'm honestly go ahead, positive.
Yeah, I mean, she specifically says in the trailer something about, "Hey, I finally have something that you've always had," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something to that effect. I forget what the exact wording is.
Mm-hmm.
To Diana, and then from the looks of it, she beats Wonder Woman in her classic garb, and then hence Wonder Woman has to go to the gold suit, I guess, to beat her down the second time or something.
Yeah, something tells me there's a that gold armor that she has some sort of special ability to it and everything that doesn't allow Lord to manipulate her possibly the way her outside of her gold armor does. Everything. It's just a guess, but I think it's a pretty accurate one. So we'll have to obviously just wait and see. But truthfully, I was excited for Wonder Woman 84, and this just kind of heightened the excitement for me and everything, which is what a good trailer should do. Now, as far as the whole Trump allegory thing goes, I heard about that article that was written, and I'm sorry, I don't put much stock in journalism anymore, much less, either political or entertainment journalism, because everybody has an axe to grind, everybody has a hatchet to bury, and I'm going to just, I'm kind of just going to shut that stuff off. I'm just going to go into the theater, me and the missus, and I'm going to watch it and make up my own mind. So, because there's, go ahead, positive.
And I get the feeling that the whole Steve Trevor being resurrected thing is going to be used against her pretty much in this movie as well. One way or the other.
Yeah, that's the impression I probably will get as well. So, and just real quick to the chat, Mr. Hyde and Black Angus Reviews, gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for popping in. Good to see you both. And Winter Kid, good afternoon, Miss.
And I would not be surprised if it's basically Maxwell Lord saying to Wonder Woman, "If you kill me, then Steve Trevor dies as well."
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a holding that over her type of a deal,
Yeah,
it could be something like that.
Yeah, that's a very distinct possibility. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see. So, but if there's nothing else on Wonder Woman, we can move along and everything. And honestly, I'd like to talk about the Batman and everything if y'all are down for that. So,
sure.
Okay. This, of all the trailers we got over the weekend, this is one I've had to go back and watch several times through, and I'm like, this is extremely intriguing to me, to be perfectly honest with you, because this is our first look at Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's vision of Batman. So, and honestly, go ahead, positive, please.
Yeah, to me, he does not look like Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
That really sets me out of the, kind of puts me in a little disbelief in a way. He does not have that classic square jaw feel to his face or anything. Kind of looks just like more of a Robin than a Batman to me. So sorry.
It's okay.
The way he looks. And I'm not a fan of the Batmobile being a souped up Dodge Charger, basically. So, I mean, he looks fine as the Batman. I like the look of his costume and everything there.
Mhm.
And I do like the little raccoon eyes that they show at the end and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I do like, and in a way, I like the villains in this more than Batman. Right
Mhm.
now, I think their stories are more interesting than his, unfortunately, so far. Because I definitely like the Penguin's look in this. I definitely,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, they changed up Catwoman somewhat, obviously,
Oh yeah.
and then yeah, I'm interested to see what the Night of Owls pertains to, I guess, and what the
Well,
Riddler is really going to be like. Because so far we have not gotten a good Riddler to me in any of the movies yet.
I could make an argument for Jim Carrey. I thought he was a pretty good interpretation of the Riddler, but that's a conversation for another time. Truth Classic. What did y'all think?
I'm cautiously optimistic. I thought it looked good.
Mhm.
I liked the kind of aesthetic they're going for. It had kind of a Seven feel to it, which I
Yeah.
liked. I do think Pattinson looks good in the suit.
Ditto.
Like Positive Candor kind of mentioned, I think seeing him out of the suit as Bruce Wayne, it doesn't look very convincing. But I'm gonna, we'll see.
Yeah. Truth. What about you?
Yeah, I love the trailer. I thought, for like, it has a like you mentioned, it has like a 7 vibe. I thought it was directed by David Fincher. It has that David Fincher, very slow burn, very
Yeah.
horror-like feel to it, and it feels like the first time ever this is truly going to be a detective story where Batman is
Yeah.
going to try to
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
all the riddles, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, as far as Robert Pattinson, I've been on the Robert Pattinson train since the beginning, and
Same.
and I love the look. I love him in the suit. I was very impressed by just his presence as Bruce Wayne. I respectfully disagree. I think he has the jawline. I think he has the look for Batman, especially for a younger Bruce Wayne, because this is going to be year 2 of Batman,
Yeah.
and the whole relationship with Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, to see their relationship progress in the story, because it seems like he's going to be Gordon seems to be on Batman's side in this, and the rest of the cops are more against Batman. They're more
Yeah.
wary of him, and
Mhm.
yeah, and the Riddler, I think we all think that's the Riddler. It
Yeah.
seems
Yeah,
it
I
is
would
very
agree.
interesting.
Sure.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems to be like this Riddler seems to be more hands-on and less goofy and less more about the. I mean, he's still about the riddles, but he's more a man of action in this film. So it's very
Yeah.
intriguing.
Yeah, honestly, I have watched every iteration of Batman minus like the old black and white and everything from Adam West all the way up to Christian Bale. The only one I haven't watched, and I'm going to everything here soon, is Affleck as Ben Affleck as Batman. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, the overall aesthetic and look of it. As both of you have pointed out, this is early on in Bruce's career. So honestly, him not having all the tech upgraded to its peak and everything at this point, I'm okay with, because I'm not so interested in the tech. I'm more interested in the story. Now, the tech can play a part, obviously, but I think first and foremost, they need to build a good story. They need to build this character up, and I think the look for Pattinson. I like the look personally and everything. This is early on in Bruce's career as the Batman, so I'll be interested to see what he does with this. To be perfectly honest with you,
Yeah.
as far as Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon or I'm assuming he's commissioner in this, or I think that would be my best guess. Yeah, this looks like something that's going to be more of a teamwork effort between Gordon and Batman and everything in this particular movie, because Yeah, you've got obviously. I'm guessing this is going to be Selena Kyle as the Catwoman. You've got Russell Crowe. I don't know who's playing Catwoman or anything. We don't get much of a look at her, but it looks like it's a woman of color, which I'm
Zoe
okay with.
Kravitz.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I completely forgot she was in this. Damn, it's been so long since I heard anything about it. Yeah, okay, yeah. Tell me that now, and I'm like, okay. I'll give her a shot because honestly, she's done some good stuff and everything in her past and everything with in other comic book movies that she's been a part of. She did a really good job in X-Men First Class. At least I thought she did as Angel and everything. Well, not the traditional Angel, the one with the insect wings. But, and I don't know who they've got playing the Riddler, but this version of the Riddler really
it's Paul Dano.
Yeah, Paul
is it
Dano
Paul?
is playing the Riddler.
Yeah,
Yep.
Black Angus just brought that up and everything. Yeah, this particular Riddler really puts me on edge and everything, particularly with the opening of the trailer and all. And because you just hear the tape ripping, the duct tape ripping, and you're like, this is creepy as all hell. Because is there any creepier sound than duct tape ripping? And then, of course, you've got Russell Crowe as Cobblepot, excuse me, the Riddler. So,
That's Colin
I'll be.
Farrell.
Oh, is it Colin Farrell? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got my my Brits or anything in my Irishman mixed up. Sorry about that. Yeah, Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to throw hate, but he's got to be better than Danny DeVito. Just saying. I'm looking for more of the mobster, gangster, twisted philanthropist version of Penguin, not the grotesque Penguin Man. Let's just be candid here. So it'll be interesting to see how all these pieces and all these characters fit together and everything in this new version. Now, personally, I like the design of the suit and everything. Now, from what I've heard, and y'all may have heard the same thing, there's going to be like 3 different iterations of the suit in this. Everything, the suit evolves or something. So we get a look at the gun grip suit, everything in this trailer. So I'm guessing there'll be maybe 1 or 2 other versions of the suit in this movie. And as far as the Batmobile being a souped up Dodge Charger or whatever it is, I think it still looks cool. I mean,
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I mean, it's a small thing for me, honestly. And,
It's no Keaton Batmobile. I'll say that.
Say one more time, Truth.
It's no Keaton Batmobile. I'll say that.
No, it's not, because that's probably one of the best of the best right there. Yeah, the Keaton Batmobile, that sucker. That and maybe the Tumbler are 2 of my favorites, honestly. So, hold on 1 second, guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, so what do y'all think about Colin Farrell being cast as the Penguin?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks good so far.
And Colin Farrell is
does,
one of the
actually.
most underrated actors.
Yeah, I was kind of, when I heard that, I was not happy with that. But what you see of him in the trailer, and it's brief, but it looks promising, actually.
I didn't even recognize that was him. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that's some fantastic makeup he has on.
I still remember him as Bullseye in Daredevil, and he was kind of awful in that. So I'm just
Well, that whole movie was awful. So it's like,
That's
I
not
try
a
not
far stretch.
yeah.
Sorry, guys. The missus just got back with her cat. She had to take him to the vet this morning, so I needed to talk to her for a minute. So
Okay.
all is well now. Yeah, honestly, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, I will definitely give him a shot because, yeah, he was probably one of the bright spots of the Daredevil movie. Let's be honest here. Him as Bullseye. I could hear what y'all were saying. So.
And Paul Dano is perfect as the Riddler because Paul Dano is creepy anyway. So just like, that's perfect casting for him.
Yeah, that was, I think them getting him for that was a great choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, well, again, this is just a matter of wait and see. We're getting it next year, so hopefully they won't keep us in suspense too long, and hopefully we'll get another trailer before too long. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we can. Do y'all want to move on to the Snyder Cut, or do y'all want to talk about Black Adam or maybe Suicide Squad?
Why don't we save Justice League for last? We'll work
Sure.
up to that one.
Yeah,
So
works for me.
let's talk about Black Adam. That shouldn't take long. There's not much to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming. That's it.
Well, I will say I'm glad that they did give us something. I honestly like the design of the trailer and everything. Somebody described it as like an end credit or an end scene for like something in Mortal Kombat. I think I saw a comment in one of the in the trailer section and everything. Like,
it's really not a trailer. It's just kind of a marketing teaser thing.
Yeah. So
there's nothing from the movie in it.
Yeah. It just basically gives you the brief backstory on Black Adam, and that's long and short of it. Well, let me ask you guys, what do you think of The Rock as Black Adam? Good choice, bad choice?
I think that's a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously he's a big star now, and obviously the DCEU could use a little star power because they don't have, aside from Affleck, who's basically, you know, maybe got one foot out the door anyway. They don't really have any big box office stars in the DCEU, really. So I think getting him for that is great. And he's good at playing, you know, as The Rock, you know, he was kind of playing this antagonistic type personality. So I think he'll be good at that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you go back to Rock's early career with like the Scorpion King and the Rundown and stuff like that, yeah, this is right up his alley. So, positive truth. What y'all think? I mean, what do y'all think of The Rock as Black Adam?
I mean, so for me, he was the only choice to play Black Adam, and the fact that it's been like almost 10 years since we've been waiting for this movie, the fact that it's getting off the ground now, and I'm a big DC fan, so the fact that they're introducing the JSA into this film is a big plus for me. The only downside is they didn't cast, or they won't introduce Jay Garrick as the like the old school Flash. That's my only little gripe on the film.
And that's legit.
Yeah. Other than that, I was just like, okay, cool. Like I'm ready for it.
Who all from the JSA did they have? It was Hawkman, I think Dr. Fate,
Sandman.
The Sandman there?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw Cyclone.
Yeah. And Adam Scott, Green Lantern.
Adam Smasher. They've already cast him.
Yeah.
And then Alan Scott. Okay, I didn't see him either. Okay.
No. Which is like really unfortunate. I was just like, I wish they would have done that, but whatever.
Yeah. Positive, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. No doubt about that. And they'll probably change up his wrestling line to something more appropriate for this movie or whatever. You know, instead of do you smell what the Black Adam is cooking, they'll probably say, have him spout out some line that's going to be funny in the movie.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they're going to at least throw in one line like that, you know?
Yeah, he's kind of moved away from his wrestling, which I think is a smart idea, to be perfectly truthful. So it'll be, the mythology. Go ahead, Truth, please.
And Black Adam is such a serious character that I really hope they don't do some cheesy one-liner, because that's not the character. That the character is always serious. Like, he's basically, in some iterations, a monster, right? So the fact that I really hope they just stick to the essence of the character. Don't say some cheesy one-liner. Don't go off with some little wrestling insider quote. Just stay away from that. Just as long as you just stick to the source material, it'll be all good. Those are my 2 cents.
Yeah, I hope. Go ahead, Classic.
I was going to say, I hope they do that too, but The Rock has a pretty definite sort of personality he tends to play, and I would be surprised if they don't encourage him to do that.
Well, I think there is a little bit of room where they could maybe mix in some dark humor. I think that's one route that they could go. So I don't know what y'all may think and everything, but
I also wonder if they're going to give him, because in the comics, Black Adam has pointed ears, kind of like Spock, and
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
that trailer he didn't really have it. Of course, he didn't have any hair either. He was bald, which Black Adam's not bald in the comics either.
Yeah.
So I hope they'll do the ears and have him look a little more like the comic book version. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
And
no
it's-
cape.
go ahead, Truth.
No, I said, and get rid of the cape. He doesn't have a cape.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't. So okay. Well, I guess we can move on to Suicide Squad. Again, this didn't have a whole lot to it. It basically introduced us to the brand new team. We do have like 2 or 3 returners. We've got Colonel Rick Flag, and we've also got Captain Boomerang coming back, and of course Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie reprising her role, and then we've got Amanda Waller and everything coming back as well. So, but we got a whole new squad. And this is the one with James Gunn at the head. So, gentlemen, what do y'all think?
again, kind of cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the cast
As do I.
and James Gunn doing it. I mean, the impression you get is that this will be a fun movie, probably a kind of goofy movie, honestly. But and I know, they got obviously a very big cast, and I think it's pretty obvious that's because a lot of these characters are going to get killed.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine that's going to be a lot of the humor, seeing these characters get whacked in absurd ways.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would wholeheartedly agree. And they got some interesting names in this. I mean, we got Peter Capaldi and everything, just to name one, as the Thinker. We've got John Cena as Peacemaker. Let's see. Who else? Got Ratcatcher 2. I forget the name of the actress who's playing that character, but
Daniela Melchior, I think, was her name.
I think that's it. Daniela Melchior. Of course, we got Sean Gunn as Weasel. Of course, James Gunn got to squeeze his brother in there somewhere. But you know what? It's James Gunn. It don't bother me. It doesn't bother me, honestly. And of course, we got the Polka Dot Man and TDK. Yeah, this, honestly, I think you guys hit it right on the head. This looks like it's going to be, I don't want to say that this is going to be an atypical James Gunn movie, because this one's probably going to be a little bit darker than his normal fare. But with Guardians 1 and 2, they did have their darker moments. So James Gunn has that ability to go from the goofy to the very dark and the very serious. So I think this is all a win. Positive, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to see what the difference of having James Gunn being the director makes to this Suicide Squad film versus the first one. I thought the first one was okay. So we'll have to see what they do with the numerous villains and I guess semi-heroes in this movie. But yeah, I'm I'll definitely watch it. No doubt about that.
Yeah. So, okay, well, cool. I'm going to bounce a question off you all. We've heard rumors about an air cut for the first Suicide Squad. Do you all want to see this, or would you rather them just pass it by?
I'm not really that concerned about that, really.
Okay. Truth, positive. What about you?
Honestly, I'm more interested in the air cut than this James Gunn Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually you're going to have, how many different cuts are they going to put out just to possibly make a little extra money. After a while, it gets to be, yeah, I don't think it's worth it to me.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's all fair. So, all right. Well, did y'all get a chance to check out the Gotham Knights game trailer for from this weekend?
I did see that. That was one of the first things
Yes.
they showed.
Or
Yeah.
was it? Okay. Positive. What about you?
Yeah, so
What did y'all think? I mean, I don't know how many of you are gamers. I mean, I myself am. So, what did you think of the good idea, bad idea?
It looked good to me, but I'm not a big video game guy, so I'll let y'all, kind of cover that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gave me vibes of the recent Avengers game, and not in a good. I thought it was fine. It wasn't anything mind blowing.
Mhm.
I think the concept of using the Bat Family is interesting. I would have
Yeah.
preferred I would have preferred just a Batman game with the Quarter Vowels as the villains. I thought that would have been more interesting to me. But I'll give it a shot. I'll see how it is. But at first impressions, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But it wasn't
Yeah.
anything mind blowing.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way and everything. I mean, any type of tie-in games anymore to any big franchises just have seemed to be lackluster. The really good stuff seems to be coming more from the independent quarter or the more unorthodox corner of the video game industry and everything. Well, just for example, and everything, one in particular is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn and everything. That one very much intrigues me. So, but yeah, it looked okay and everything. The graphic style, the story, and everything looks interesting. So, again, this is just another. We'll have to wait and see. So,
Yeah.
well, that of course brings us to the big enchilada, the one that everybody was chomping at the bit for, the first official trailer for the Snyder Cut of Justice League. So, and I'll say this for a lot of the trailers and everything that we got this past weekend, they all were much darker in tone and tenor and everything, but this one they started off right with they don't pull no punches. They give you dark side. It looks like he's getting ready to execute somebody. So, what did y'all think of the design of the dark side? True enough, or is this an early version, or what do y'all think?
It was okay. I mean, he looked kind of like a video game character. I don't think it was rendered that great. Hopefully, it'll be better by the time we get to this, because this is still almost a year off, isn't it? Isn't it like next April?
Yes,
Something like that. I think
April or May, I think.
Hopefully.
So, I mean, I'm not going to judge that too harshly, but what we
Yeah.
saw, it looked okay
Yeah, same.
as far as
I
Dark
agree.
Side is concerned. I thought Steppenwolf looked freaking awesome.
Steppenwolf looked a lot better in this. I almost got like a Days of Future Past Sentinel vibe from the design this version of Steppenwolf and everything, which I actually really liked and everything. And I think there was one other character they showed. I'm guessing it was Desaad or something, maybe Calabac.
It was Desaad.
Was it Desaad? Okay, because all the Desaads I'd seen in the past were more human looking. This one's much more alien. So, but yeah, this was the one everybody and their mother was waiting for, and I would say it definitely didn't disappoint. But of course, that's me, gentlemen. What do y'all think?
For me, it was the best trailer I've ever seen in my entire life. I've been on since day one. I've been on this Snyder Cut movement ever since I saw Justice League and walked out traumatized. And ever since then, since I've heard, there is this rumor, this idea of a Snyder Cut, I was just like, oh, this has to be true. I was praying that was true. And now that it's, of course, everything that's been going on for the past 3 years, getting this thing together, and now that it's finally released, it was everything that I've ever wanted. It was everything that should have been back in 2017.
Yeah.
And the fact that whatever you think of Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, the fact that Zack Snyder and the fans get to see his vision finally be realized without any studio tampering, to me, like that's a big win for him, for Snyder. That's a big win for us, like Snyder fans who've been on this since day one. And yeah, to me, it was just like I almost teared up watching this trailer. It was like yes, yep, that scene, Black Suit Superman, yes, please. Cyborg, yes, please, I want that. Dark Side, hell yes, please, I want more of that. And Steppenwolf, I was like, yes, God. Like, finally, he doesn't look like a PS2 character. He actually looks intimidating. He actually looks frightening. The fact that it actually looks like a H.R. Geiger inspired look. I was like, yes, that's what we've been waiting for all this time. So, to me, it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Positive. What about you?
And I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's the film I'm most looking forward to watching. And it beats the other, the Batman, even as far as my interest in it right now. Just based on the way it looks and everything, and just seeing his version of it, I'm really interested in seeing it. I mean, I'm sure it's going to cost a lot at first to watch it, but so I might have to wait a little bit, but eventually I'll see it.
Well, I got to say, I was okay with the Justice League film that was released. I didn't love it, but I thought it was okay. But kind of like the truth says, I do think it's cool that they're doing this, and Snyder's going to get to actually tell the story he wanted to tell. And I am looking forward to it. I may actually get HBO Max just so I can see it.
Yeah, honestly, from what I hear, it's supposed to be 4 hours long, and I think they're doing it in 4 1 hour blocks, more than likely. So,
Right.
personally, for me, I'm coming in. Personally, for me, I'm coming in onto the whole Snyder Cut movement or anything towards the tail end. I will say I was never antagonistic towards it. I never saw the theatrical cut of Justice League. It didn't really interest me all that much or anything. It wasn't because of anything that I had heard. It just, I watched the trailer. I'm like, meh, no. This doesn't appeal to me, so I skipped it. But hearing everybody and their mother talking about doesn't it exist, and then it finally comes out from Snyder's own mouth. Yeah, it exists. And now here's this. If this does not shut up, everybody for the last 3 years has been saying this thing does not exist. If this does not shut them up, nothing will. And I'm just going to be blunt about it. Because everybody and their mother has been, oh, it doesn't exist. All we're going to ever have is a bunch of rumors and conjecture and Zack Snyder doing a disservice to the fan base. I will say this for Zack Snyder. I have been a fan of his films since 300. I recently picked up a copy of Sucker Punch, which I'm going to watch because I want to see this guy's work and everything.
You're cutting in and out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me, Classic. Appreciate it. As I was saying, I recently picked up a copy of Sucker Punch because I want to see it. And I want to give Snyder's entire run of movies a good once over, at least once. So for him to finally get his vision for his Snyder, for his cut of Justice League, I am a supporter of. And considering everything that he has gone through, quite literally gone through hell to get this done, I will watch it. I will give it a fair shake. And I will say this as a comic book fan, I'm hopeful. I'm exceedingly hopeful just from this trailer and all the time and effort that's being put into this. I'm more than willing to see what he has to offer for us for his vision of the Justice League. Because let's be honest here, Justice League existed a lot. At least if my memory serves me correctly, Justice League has existed a lot longer than the Avengers did, and I think the great granddaddy of all superhero teams deserves a good movie. And if Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League can bring us that, then all the better. And, just talking about the trailer itself and everything, I think the choice of Hallelujah was a great choice for this trailer because it's like, Hallelujah, we're finally getting what we've been asking for 3 years now. Everything. When I say we, I mean the people that have been a part of the Snyder Cut movement. And we see every team member, we get to see Black Suit Superman, Truth geeked out about, and justifiably so. I will say, I do remember Black Suit Superman from the Death of Superman and the Reign of the Superman storyline. So It looks good. It looks great. I do like the exchange that we get towards the end of the trailer between the Flash, played by Ezra Miller, and Ben Affleck as Batman. And he's like, I don't care how many demons or how many hells this guy has fought against. He has not fought against us, not us united. And I think that was very eloquently said. I mean, for a lot of people, Batman is truly the heart of the Justice League. Yes, Superman and Wonder Woman also are a part of that heart, but Batman really he's the heart of it, and he's also the conscience. At least I think he is. So
awesome.
I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm talking about this from just as a comic book fan, not as so much as a supporter of the Snyder Cut, just as a comic book fan. And honestly, looking at what we've got coming up for us, I'd say Marvel's got its work cut out for it and everything, because if all these movies do well, Marvel's really going to have to up their game if they're going to keep pace, and I'm all for that. Me and the Madam Ambassador, we were talking before she had to go pick up our cat from the vet and everything. And she's like, yeah, Marvel's been king of the mountain for a little bit. She's like, it's time for somebody to come in and knock them down a few pegs and say, okay, you want to stay up here? Do better. So I don't know. Go ahead, Truth.
No, is everyone here a big MCU fan?
I am.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, how are you guys feeling about the future of the MCU?
I have mixed feelings about it. I think we're just going to get. It's going to be leaning more and more into the woke direction going ahead.
Lord, I hope not. Positive. What about you, sir?
To me, it looks hit and miss. Like certain movies, I think will still be good, which I think, the next Spider-Man movie should still be good. I'm looking forward to Black Widow whenever they release it. And Doctor Strange 2 looks okay. I guess whenever they get around the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Stuff that's the weird kind of stuff I'm not really that interested in, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just all the rest. I guess I'll kind of group all the rest into from the Eternals or whatever the hell they're called to whatever. I'll have to see, I guess, how the trailers look or whatever to judge them more. But right now, I'm kind of That's why I'm wondering if it's going to be like a hit or miss type thing where certain movies are good and then others are controversial, I guess, like Captain Marvel. So I guess we'll see.
Honestly, for me at least, Captain Marvel was not that controversial. Me and the missus, we went and saw it opening weekend, and we walked out and we were like, was there anything necessarily woke about that? And she's like, no. My wife has a pretty good head on her, so I'm going to agree with her. So, because we oftentimes think alike. But yeah. I'm intrigued for the Eternals, honestly. But and of course, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness that looks like it has potential as well. I haven't seen anything for the new Spider-Man as of yet, but I don't know. As much as I love the MCU, these first 10 years have been so good, even with the involvement of Disney. I know some people have said they did not care for it, and I can understand their perspective from that. Me, just speaking for myself, honestly, I enjoyed the MCU from start to finish, from 08 to 2019. So for me, it was all a net win. So, but I've mentioned this before, and you guys can bounce this off me if you want to. DC seems to have a more darker, serious tone with a little levity mixed in. MCU seems to be a little more saccharine, a little more. They don't seem to be as willing to take risks. So. I don't know what y'all think about that.
Well, Marvel always has been more of the cookie cutter safe. It's always been more of the let's get the family, the general audience, and DC has always been more of the or at least they try to be more of the artistic, filmmaker driven. But obviously you have the WB executives who, for some reason, don't really trust their filmmakers. And are always hesitant, always trying to meddle in whatever the director is trying to do. And now it seems like with AT&T and Warner Media, now they're really fully trusting their directors and really trying to make their own film and not worry about what Marvel's doing.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. So. I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think they should keep a little bit of an eye on what Marvel's doing, but at the same time, don't get obsessed with trying to compete with Marvel. I mean, not just trying to go head to head with them. Do your own thing, and the people will come. That's right. What I'm trying to say. Anything, because honestly, Marvel and DC are two completely different animals in a lot of ways. So
sure.
I will be interested to see what comes up next or anything. And of course, our first offering will be before the year's out and everything. We'll have the two ladies of Marvel and DC going kind of head to head because you've got prospectively Wonder Woman 84 coming out in October, and then you've got, I think, Black Widow coming out in November. So wham bam, thank you ma'am. It'll be interested to see what these two are have in store for us. So, but yeah. So. Well, guys, I think we've pretty much covered everything here from Fandom and everything. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss, or did you want to go ahead and close out? So,
did anyone want to talk about the Flash trailer? For that season 7.
I didn't even see it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, all right.
So I don't.
I'm a fan of the for the Flash panel as far as the movie goes. They showed a concept art of the new suit that Ezra Miller is going to wear, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he's fighting alongside Michael Keaton's Batman, that's going to be really intriguing to see how that all works out.
Yeah, because aren't they doing a Flashpoint movie or something?
They're taking elements of Flashpoint, but they're not directly taken from the source material.
Yeah, that was kind of the original idea for it, I think, but things have changed so much since then. It's like he says, they're borrowing some time alteration, timeline changing elements, and then having a Batman in the movie. But other than that, I don't think it's really going to have much in common with the comic book storyline.
Yeah, it seems like the old regime was going to use Flashpoint to replace Ben Affleck and the rest of the cast, but now that things have changed and that Ben Affleck is back, and I think he's gonna just put this out there. I haven't heard anything, but I think he's gonna do more than the Flash cameo in the Flash movie. I think he's gonna be Batman for a little while longer. But that's just what I heard. Don't take it serious. Don't take it seriously.
Well, honestly, I'm gonna wait and see until we get a trailer. I'm gonna hold any judgment and everything until then. So, as far as the whole controversy with Ezra Miller, we haven't heard much else about it. So, you know what? I'm going to, as the saying goes, let sleeping dogs lie. If he's going to be going forward as their Flash, I say, fine, go for it. So, hopefully, what we get to see of him in Snyder Cut will be better than what we got of as a lot of people have called it, the Justice League. So, anyway. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to go and wrap up here and everything. I really appreciate y'all coming on and everything. Honestly, like I said, this was kind of last minute. I decided to do this last night and just kind of throw this together. So, positive, candor, classic comics, truth, everyone, guys. Thank y'all for joining me this afternoon. I really, as I said, I do appreciate it. So, before we close out, for those of you that have channels, do you want to plug anything before we go?
Yeah, I'll plug mine. My channel is Classic Comics, and I cover, pop culture stuff, mainly focusing on superheroes and comics, movies, TV shows, etc. I've actually done videos on the DC Fandome event and all these trailers on my channel, and I invite folks to go check those out.
Yeah, and I have a channel called The Truth 31, where I mostly cover DC news, reviews, and comics. And I recently just did a live stream with a couple of buddies of mine discussing and breaking down DC Fandom. So, yeah, subscribe if you want.
Excellent. Positive candor?
Yeah, I mean, probably this week and the next couple weeks, I'll be taking time off a little bit because I'm getting ready to travel to my new job and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that. And best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
you're welcome. So, well, as for me, folks, coming up Wednesday afternoon and everything, 2:00, I'll be back with another afternoon stream, everything, another Council of the Ones, everything, Babylon 5 review. My friend down here below me, Classic Comics, and Mountains of Elysium, Adega Outlaw, and Fiona Wolf, and everything will all be come back with another review of Babylon 5 Season 2. Will be covering the second episode. And I've got something else. I've been working on a couple of projects and everything, and I'm going to be releasing another. I'm releasing the first one and everything this Friday. I just haven't figured out what time as of yet. But there won't be any Ambassador waiting this Saturday night. I'm actually taking a couple of weekends off and everything. This week is Madam Ambassador's birthday. Going to spend some time with her. And then, of course, next weekend is Labor Day. And I figure everybody's going to be out and about. It's the unofficial end of summer, although summer has been kind of weird this year, obviously. But
has it been a summer?
There has been a summer. It's just been a very odd summer. But next month is my birthday, and as I've mentioned, I'm going to be doing some watch parties and everything. Finally settled on the 3 I'm going to do and everything. Going to be doing Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Fifth Element, and Clue and everything. I'll be releasing. Yeah, Mountains. That was kind of intentional, honestly. So, thank you for noticing. But yeah, folks, thank you all again for being here. Brian Hill, Master of None, Mountains of Elysium, Superior Hero Reviews, Moira Kitty, Black Angus Reviews, let's see, Mr. Hyde, and I think that's everybody. So y'all have a great day. Thank you all for being here. And until next time, this is the Ambassadors signing off.